There are three objectives of the STS-80 mission: to deploy the ORFEUS SPAS satellite holding a complement of ultraviolet telescopes to study the lifestyle of stars and galaxies, and to deploy the wake shield facility to grow thin substrate films for high-speed electronic chips and advanced electronic components. Final inspection team is now at the launch pad beginning their activities, where they will be for approximately the next 2 hours. They have several objectives while they're there. They assess the integrity of the thermal insulation on the external tank. They look for any ice or frost formations on the tank and measure temperatures on various parts of the vehicle. They walk down the entire nearly 400-foot structure since they entered the pad about an hour and a half ago. Here we see the STS-80 astronauts leaving the crew quarters en route to the elevator to ride down from the third to the first floor to ride the astronaut van out to pad 39B. And here they come.
CCSE and RCRT OTC on 212.
CCSE.
RCRT. Step 673. Roger.
This is the main engine helium purge sequence, which prepares the engines for main engine start. The main engine's now being gimbaled as a steering check for Columbia. Beanie cap, the gaseous oxygen vent hood, now being retracted.
Memory cleared. Unexpected errors. OTC copies. And Columbia OTC, close and lock your visors, initiate O2 flow, and enjoy a weightless Thanksgiving.
Main safety systems armed. 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. 7, 6. 3 main engines up and burning. 2, 1, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia on a diversified mission of astronomy and commercial space research.
Columbia, roll program.
Roger, roll, Columbia.
Houston is now controlling. The roll maneuver is complete. Columbia is in a heads-down, wings level position, headed to its 190 nautical mile orbit. 28 seconds into the flight, Columbia's engines are now beginning to throttle down to 67% of rated thrust as the orbiter passes through the area of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle in the lower regions of the Earth's atmosphere.
Columbia, Houston, go at throttle up.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Columbia's 3 liquid-fueled engines are now back at full throttle, 104% of rated thrust. Columbia now traveling 1,800 miles per hour, 15 miles in altitude, downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, 13 miles. All 3 main engines continuing to perform well. The next event will be the burnout and separation of Columbia's twin solid rocket boosters.
Columbia, Houston, performance nominal.
Roger, performance nominal.
2 minutes, 18 seconds into the flight. The booster officer has confirmed good separation of the solid rocket boosters, and performance on board Columbia has been as expected. All 3 main engines are continuing to perform at 104% of rated thrust. The 3 auxiliary power units and fuel cells are also continuing to perform as expected. Columbia now downrange from the Kennedy Space Center at a distance of 55 miles, an altitude of 42 miles, traveling 3,290 miles per hour.